Hello, my name is Drew Christen Browning, a Springboarder at GirlSpring, and this is Martha Underwood. Known for many things, one being a former executive at PNC Bank and now founder of software company Prismm. We're so excited to have you today.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Okay, starting off, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am Martha Underwood, like you said. I'm a former software executive at PNC, and now I'm the founder of Prismm, a software platform, a digital vault built for end of life. I've been in Birmingham for about 13 years. I'm a mom first. I'm a mom of two boys, 12 and 14. So I love hanging out with them, but I'm also very passionate about girls and being in tech and talking about tech and how they can leverage tech to live fulfilling lives.
Can you tell us about your title and explain to us about your job on a daily basis?
Sure. So when I was a software executive at PNC, what we did was build products to help in the everyday life. So for instance, your mom and dad has a mortgage or they own a home. The software behind that mortgage, we would manage or we would create and make better. Also, when you would go into a branch, the software to make deposits, if you get your payroll and you need to cash a check or you're bringing in a check, we would handle that software on the back end as well. So managing the teams, which would be software developers, they would be project managers, they would be business analysts, to make sure we knew what we were building to bring value to our customers. So that's what I did on a day-to-day basis. At Prismm, I basically built the software for us to be able to provide to families who are looking to store their documents securely in case of an emergency. And so I built that with my co-founder, and that's what we do now.
So in 2019, as we all know, a new COVID hit. It changed the world. Do you think it affected your job?
Absolutely, it affected our job. But the benefit of being in tech is you can leverage tech or you can access technology from anywhere. So at the time we were with BBVA. So what BBVA did was say all of our customers, notified all our customers that we'll be working remotely. We kept the branches open because you need people to be able to go in and still do transactions. But being on the tech side, I can take my laptop home and I can still work. I had a team of about 90. And so we all worked from home through our laptops. We had tools that we can chat and still communicate. Zoom, everyone knows that, we use Zoom. So we were still able to have meetings and talk through any of the initiatives that we were deploying at the time. So it really didn't disrupt us from a working perspective. And that's why I love tech so much, because I can be anywhere in the world and connect to the internet and still be connected to you or my managers or my team members to be able to deliver value, right? So that's the beauty of being able to work through it.
Do you think that if you still had a choice, would you work from home or would you rather work at your office?
So it's twofold. For me personally, because I've been in tech for over 25 years, it was good to work from home because I'm a mom and I was able to have the flexibility to be there for my boys. But I also realized that there were new people coming into the job market, right? So there are new software developers that just graduated from college. They need to be in an office to be able to learn, from the people who've been there for a long time. So for me, it was good, but for others, I realized that it wasn't. So I needed to be intentional for the ones that we hired to make sure I still had those touch points with them, to teach them the things that I learned just by being in the office and being able to walk over to someone else's desk and ask a question. They didn't get that. So I think that for new team members or for new people entering the workforce, it's important to be in an office. But for a mom, and for girls, it is good to be able to have the flexibility to work from home. So maybe I throw in some laundry, or maybe I get to cook early before I have to take one of my sons to a baseball or a football game. And I think that that's important for women in the workforce to have that flexibility to be able to care for their children, but still also do brilliant work.
Are you in the community outside from your work?
Yes. So I do a lot of work in the community. I sit on the board of the YMCA. I sit on the board of GirlSpring, of course, because I love helping to empower girls. I also sit on the board of Innovate Birmingham, which their mission is to provide more talent or more opportunities to Black and brown talent to be able to go into the tech field. And I think it's important for us to be engaged in our community because there's so many initiatives that are available that needs our support, right? That needs our brilliance, so to speak, right? Because if we're not a part of the solution, we're part of the problem. And it starts with us to really build a community of people that's trying to advance. So I think it's really critical for us to be involved. So it starts with me. So I'm like, I lend my time to those.
Do you think it has improved your career or just yourself?
Definitely, it improves my career and myself. So as it improves your career because careers are about relationships, right? And sometimes you don't get the opportunity to meet people outside of work because life takes over. So by being engaged in community initiatives and in organization, it allows you to meet other people who might have the same interests as you, right? And that might be able to help you in your career as well. And I've been able to be helped by several people, and the people that I met that don't have the same background as I do, I learned from them as well. So it's also a learning tool.
And I also think you're helping a lot of people too. You sound very inspiring.
Thank you, thank you. Well, they inspire me too, right? Because I learn from the people that we help. Right. So yeah.
I think everyone learns from everyone. I think you're never too, never too just bold, just to learn from other people.
That's right.
Just gain information.
That's right.
What's one big of advice that you would give to me or any girl in high school listening right now?
So, high school is rough for me, right? And it's you're trying to find your identity.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to just be yourself and to use your voice, your own voice, right? A lot of times, and I'm telling this to my boys too, and I'm remind myself of this because it never really leaves you. There's so many outside influences and pressures. Yeah. You feel it, right? Yes. Like to look a certain way, to be a certain way, to go into a certain profession. Right. And with social media, which I didn't have, thank God, right? Yes. You feel those pressures. Don't allow those pressures to permeate your being, like to sink in and influence you. Like, you know how to be you know what makes you happy, right? So be your authentic self.
And I feel like social media definitely makes you feel like you have to rush into things into life faster than you really have to. It's just all about your time.
Yes, and you have time.
Right.
You think you don't have time because of social media and things that you see.
And other people.
Live your life, you have time, and everyone is on their own path. And you may not know why, you're put in this room or this organization, and you'll see it later. Enjoy and be present in high school now. Enjoy it now because you have time for all of the other things. And listen to yourself, listen to your own voice, and don't allow the peer pressures around you to force you into doing something that doesn't feel natural to you.
Any closing words you would like to add to our viewing audience?
So I always say, like I just said, is be authentic and don't be afraid to explore the things that excite you, right? And don't be afraid to dabble into things that you don't know about, because that's what put me on my path. Being open to learning something new, going into, Mrs. Green's class. And saying, hey, I'll learn something new, and then it put me onto a new trajectory. And so be fearless, be bold, and be authentic.
This is Martha Underwood, founder of Prism. Thank you for taking your time to allow GirlSpring to interview you today.
Of course.
To watch more interviews, go to girlspring.com.